Nicki Minaj praised a political figure for just 6 seconds at AmericaFest and lost the internet for weeks. Kanye West's 2020 campaign cost $12 million and erased his music career overnight. Celebrities believe star power guarantees political influence, but history proves they almost always lose, fast and publicly. Why does stepping into politics shatter everything they have built? And who will be next to risk it all? Millions of followers, trending hashtags, and viral moments create the illusion that celebrity reach translates directly into political power. This belief, sometimes called the fandom illusion, convinces stars that their audience will follow them anywhere, even into the voting booth. Taylor Swift, with nearly 290 million Instagram followers, posted a single voter registration link in 2018. The result was 169,000 new registrations in 2 days. That is less than 0.06% of her Instagram base taking concrete action, even in one of the most successful celebrity-driven political pushes on record. In 2024, Swift's endorsement of Kamala Harris sent over 400,000 people to vote.org. But even then, the conversion rate from followers to real-world action remained a tiny fraction. For other stars, the gap is even wider. Nicki Minaj's online controversies generate millions of comments and global headlines, but there is no evidence her more than 200 million followers translate into any coordinated voting bloc. Kanye West's 2020 presidential run drew massive media attention, but only about 60,000 actual votes nationwide, a vanishingly small slice of his social reach. The pattern repeats. Attention and engagement spike for a moment, but the leap from fandom to political action almost never materializes. Social media metrics can amplify a message, but they do not build a loyal, organized coalition. When celebrities step into politics, they discover that likes and follows do not add up to votes or lasting influence. The audience that cheers for a hit song or a viral meme is not the same as the one willing to show up on election day. The first signals arrive almost instantly. Comment sections, once filled with emojis and fan tributes, fracture into open conflict. Supporters defend, detractors attack, and a third group simply slips away without a word. The metrics begin to reflect the split. Analytics dashboards show a sharp spike in unfollows, sometimes tens or even hundreds of thousands in a single day for the biggest names. Platforms like Social Blade chart these moments as sudden red lines, erasing months of slow growth overnight. Hostile replies and quote tweets crowd out the usual praise. Neutral fans, who once scrolled past without a thought, start to disengage, their silence adding to the visible churn. Hashtag campaigns, hashtag unfollow, and hashtag disappointed trend for hours, sometimes days, amplifying the sense of collapse. Engagement drops on new posts, with likes and positive comments falling far below normal levels. The split becomes impossible to ignore. One side frames the move as brave, the other as a betrayal, and the middle grows tired of the noise. Even when the total follower count rebounds, the old sense of loyalty and trust is gone. The audience is no longer a unified crowd, it is a battleground. Every post is now a referendum, every comment section a debate. In this environment, optics become everything, because the setting, not the intent, will decide what happens next. Phoenix, Arizona, late 2025. Nicki Minaj steps onto the AmericaFest stage at Turning Point, USA, flanked by towering logos and a sea of American flags. The crowd is unmistakably partisan, cheering, waving banners, recording every second on their phones. She takes her seat next to Erica Kirk, the widow of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, in a sit-down interview that feels less like a casual conversation and more like a televised endorsement. The setting leaves little room for ambiguity. Every camera angle, every shot frames Minaj inside a world built for political spectacle. Within minutes, her words become headlines. She praises President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance, calling them role models for young men. A slip referring to Vance as an assassin draws laughter on stage, but Minaj catches herself, hand over mouth, already sensing how the internet will seize on the moment. Erica Kirk brushes it off, joking that if the internet wants to clip it, so be it. But the damage is already coded into the visuals. News outlets run with the story, and social feeds fill with short, seconds-long clips of Minaj under the AmericaFest logo, her words looped and captioned. Original context dissolves. For millions online, the only thing that matters is the image, a global pop star framed by red, white, and blue, delivering praise on a stage synonymous with the MAGA movement. The optics overwhelm nuance, and the internet reduces a full appearance to viral clips. In the hours that follow, the headlines multiply, comment threads ignite, microphones, press coverage headlines, protest footage, and talk show clips amplify the reaction. The setting itself becomes the message, overwhelming any attempt at clarification. Minaj is no longer just a performer or a provocateur. In the public imagination, she has crossed the line, and the internet decides what that means, 6 seconds at a time. Jake Paul's business model thrives on volatility. Every time he teases a controversial opinion or spars with a political figure, the numbers on his dashboard surge. In March 2024, a single podcast outburst about the presidential election sent his YouTube views soaring, and analytics showed a spike of nearly 40% over his monthly average. Clips of his remarks dominated trending pages, with reaction videos and stitches multiplying across TikTok and Shorts. For a few days, his name was everywhere: boxing forums, political subreddits, even cable news. But the heat that fuels these spikes comes at a cost. Brands that once lined up to sponsor his fights and podcasts start to hesitate. After a string of political rants in 2023, a major betting sponsor paused their deal, citing brand safety concerns in internal memos later reported by trade outlets. The sponsorship freeze lasted weeks, with other partners quietly reviewing their contracts. For creators like Paul, whose income depends on both audience size and advertiser trust, this kind of uncertainty is more than a public relations headache. It is a financial risk. The pattern is familiar: a wave of attention followed by a period of instability. Audience metrics jump. YouTube analytics show 20 to 50% more views on episodes that lean into political drama, but sponsors and platforms become wary. Algorithms reward controversy in the short term, pushing clips to millions. But the same volatility makes advertisers nervous. Each political foray leaves a mark, not just on Paul's reputation, but on his bottom line. The chase for clout delivers instant visibility, but it also invites scrutiny, skepticism, and the threat of lost deals. In this environment, every political comment is a gamble, and the House always collects its share. Kanye West's presidential campaign in 2020 became more than a headline. It became the lens through which every future move was judged. Over $12 million of his own money poured into the effort, as Federal Election Commission filings later confirmed. The campaign's machinery, the rallies, the staff, and the travel quickly overshadowed his music operations, with more than 70% of spending by the third quarter going to political hires and logistics instead of studio budgets. As the rallies unfolded and public statements grew more erratic, the story of Kanye the artist faded behind the story of Kanye the candidate. The consequences played out in real time. Spotify data tracked a 20% drop in his music streams the following year, a plateau that never fully reversed. The world stopped talking about the music and started debating the man. For millions, the identity of Kanye West was rewritten, not as a boundary-pushing musician, but as a cautionary tale of what happens when celebrity and politics fuse for good. Retractions in the political spotlight do not reset the story, they pour fuel on it. Roseanne Barr's apology in 2018 is the blueprint. Hours after her tweet comparing Valerie Jarrett to an ape, ABC canceled her top-rated sitcom. Barr tweeted an apology, calling her own words unforgivable. But the backlash did not cool. It multiplied. Social media sentiment crashed from 65% negative before her apology to nearly 90% negative after. Quote, tweets of her apology outnumbered the original 10-1, with most calling her insincere or weak. Hashtags like #Roseanne canceled surged, and even her defenders felt betrayed, accusing her of caving to pressure. Sponsors pulled ads, and the show's spin-off lost over 40% of its audience. The apology did not bridge divides, it hardened them. In this system, retractions become ammunition, critics see them as too late, loyalists see them as surrender, and everyone else sees chaos. There is no reset button, only escalation. Today, celebrity influence vanishes the moment it collides with real political division. Online backlash outpaces any public relations fix, and public trust fractures in minutes. As fame and politics keep colliding, the next headline isn't if it happens, it's who is willing to risk everything for it. What do you think?